are starting to speculate that maybe Elon Musk has a lot of stuff in his back pocket. What is going on, guys? I hope you're having a fantastic day. The baseball playoffs are among us. That is why I'm repping the Yankees gear. But that's not what we do on this channel. We talk about finance and the stock market and all things finance. So before we get into it, I just want to challenge you to drop a sub and leave a like. That would be greatly appreciated. We're doing a giveaway once we get to 250 subscribers for an Amazon gift card, and the algorithm loves it, if anything else. So thank you guys for all the support. So the market has been on a total roller coaster the past 4 weeks. So if you don't count, the first few days of the week here, the last 4 weeks, the market has seen an overall, downward performance, and it hasn't been pretty, not at all. I mean, some of the big tech stocks have really taken a beating. We're down from all-time highs, and, we're getting into that 10% territory where typically, once you see the market pull back about 10%, the majority of the time it continues to pull back into, the 15, 20, 25% range where we're getting some of a correction. Now, historically, if you're looking at what happens after a period of a few bad days, or once you kind of hit that 10%, threshold there, the market tends to rally back a little bit and get a little bit of steam, and then it tends to fall off. And, I wouldn't be too concerned. I'm still sitting on cash myself. I'm still looking at names like, Tesla, Apple, Disney, Google to fall a little bit farther from their current levels. And, if I get in now, I think you could sleep easy getting in now on some of these stocks at the current levels because they are off their all-time highs. But if you think the market is going to pull back another, 10%, those stocks are going to come with it, and you're going to be able to get them for a much nicer discount and slowly buy the bottom. Some stuff that is really going to drive the market over the next few days and into the coming weeks is tonight. Obviously, the big thing is baseball playoff. No, I'm kidding. It's the presidential debate. So you're going to see both candidates for the first time go head to head, basically putting some of their policies to the test between each other. And Wall Street definitely is going to be all eyes on this. And if the polls are starting to shift in the favor of one candidate over another, you're going to see the market react. Biden, on one hand, has said that he's going to increase the corporate tax rate. And what that does is when you increase the corporate tax rate, it affects PE ratios of stocks. So they essentially become less profitable because they are being taxed more by the government. Now, granted, yes, a lot of companies have, really good accountants and lawyers and stuff like that to get through a lot of the tax loopholes and not pay as much as, they probably should be. But that's beside the point. With the tax rate, increasing, it's definitely going to affect stocks. And if it looks like Biden is going to pull out a victory and perhaps a Democrat sweep to where they hold the presidency, Congress, as well as the Senate, stock is not going to like that at all. If anything, if Biden wins, the Republicans need to hold at least the Senate, or perhaps win Congress, to where you're going to have gridlock. So that is probably going to be the best case scenario for stocks. But stocks are also going to like if Donald Trump comes out and has a really good performance, because he has said he is going to continue to slash red tape and a lot of the hurdles that a lot of corporations have to go through to bring products to market or anything like that. He's done that a lot with FDA and regulations, especially with the drug companies. And he has said he's going to continue to lower corporate tax rates. So I think people on Wall Street are probably rooting for Donald Trump to get reelected, because really the only thing that they care about is money, right? When you're a multimillionaire or a billionaire, stuff like that, you want to keep as much of the money as you can, and you want to continue to make money in the stock market. So I think that, combined with stimulus talks, if we continue to not get any sort of agreement between Democrats and Republicans on a stimulus bill, it looks like we're getting close to some sort of compromise and some additional stimulus relief that is going to be pumped into the economy before the election. And stocks will like that. They will respond positively, I think, for the most part. But obviously, you're going to have to weigh that news along with whoever is potentially going to win the election, as well as, a lot of other uncertainty in the markets, just as far as are we going towards a housing bubble? Are we going towards, we're overvaluing a lot of these stocks to where the economic impact of the coronavirus is a lot greater than what people thought. I mean, you see a lot of banks and stuff like that coming out, and they're lowering their expectations for end of year targets for the S&P 500 and stuff like that. A lot of people have come out with target estimates down around another 400, 500 points off the S&P 500. Excuse me, a little burp. And that's definitely well off the highs. So I think that in general, the consensus is we're not going to push like way above these levels or even probably get back to the all-time highs that we saw earlier in the year unless there is something fundamental that changes, we get a vaccine or something like that. So now I want to talk about a few stocks that are interesting me and I am keeping my eyes on them. Really the top one that I'm keeping my eye on and why I'm holding a lot of cash offhand to buy is Google. I really like Google where it's at price-wise now. I have put in some orders, basically good for the day, where I'm trying to get it around $1,400. That is my target for this. I really wanted to reach those levels. Its all-time high is around $1,700. So, I mean, being able to get in at $1,400, I will be able to sleep good even if it falls to, $1,300 or $1,200. $1,400 is the level where I'm targeting that. Tesla is another one that I know I've been preaching how overvalued Tesla is right now, and everybody who's investing in Tesla is basically, a long-term investor where they're really rooting on Elon Musk and the technology and autonomous driving and essentially the battery capacity and all sorts of things that they have going for them. And Tesla saw a recent rally, right, because of Gavin Newsom coming out of California and saying, we are going to ban the sale of gasoline and diesel vehicles by 2035. So essentially, your mind automatically thinks, okay, well, Tesla's the only option. But, unless they can bring that value, not the value, but the price of their car down and make, driving electric more efficient, then, getting somebody to pay $35,000, $40,000 for a car isn't really realistic. But I think by 2035, it's not going to be a problem. Tesla's not going to be the only company that is pumping out EVs left and right. But why I think you've seen also Tesla rally is people are starting to speculate that maybe Elon Musk has a lot of stuff in his back pocket that he hasn't really released to the public because he doesn't want to get into a scenario where he's like, yo guys, in a year, we're going to have some crazy tech come out and it's essentially going to make everything that we're doing now obsolete. So think about what that would do from a consumer standpoint. If I know something is coming out in a year where, rather than, 250 miles is my base range, it's going to go, the base easy range is, 500 miles plus. Why would I drop $35,000 on a car right now when I could just wait a year and drive what I have for a little bit longer and get something that is way better? You would definitely see Tesla suffer in the short term. So a lot of people are thinking, and it kind of got me interested. A lot of people are thinking that maybe Elon is kind of, he's keeping a lot of stuff under wraps in-house and they are way more advanced than what people, are being able to see right now to this point. So for this reason, Tesla does really interest me. I still think it's overvalued. There is still room to fall. You do have to start to treat Tesla not so much as a car company, but as a technology company. And my price target where I would be willing to consider coming in, given all of the recent news and everything like that, 300 to 350 is where I'm targeting. I think that, 300 or really 350, that is a nice floor that the stock has set, at least for short term. And I think that the Tesla fandom is going to be around basically until Elon goes. So as long as Elon doesn't pass away, then I really think that you'd be all right investing in Tesla. Too expensive for me right now. End of story. Now, the last stock I want to talk about isn't actually listed yet. It is still a privately held company, and that is McAfee, which is essentially the internet like security that you can buy for your desktop computer and stuff like that. They have put in a request with the NAZDAQ to IPO. So this, among a bunch of other companies that have been IPOing this year, Snowflake is probably the biggest name that has drawn the most attention, but definitely McAfee, not totally sure how you say it. If that hits the IPO market sometime this year, it's going to be crazy. I mean, this is going to be another company that I would definitely be interested in. And, depending on the levels, traditionally you don't want to invest in an IPO right off the bat because you are never going to be able to get in, pre-market and, pre-IPO like all these other big name investors or hedge funds where they get the best slice of the pie. And then the rest of us have to buy it once it's up already 25, 50% on that first, few sessions of trading. So it's just a name that I'm interested in watching, and I'll be really excited when it does IPO. Not saying I'm going to go out and buy it for the IPO because traditionally IPOs, they shoot up real hard and then they fall because, the supply versus demand is totally off kilter. Everybody wants to buy, but nobody wants to sell. So naturally the stock price runs way too high. So, and that's exactly what you've seen with Snowflake. You saw it shoot out of the gate, you saw it come down, and now it's kind of, hovering around $250, which I still think is crazy. it's, that price puts it way more valuable than Zoom. I don't think it is there yet. So I am interested in Snowflake. Don't get me wrong. I need the price to fall. It's gotta come back down to earth, guys. But McAfee is one that I am watching, and I think you guys should stay tuned and keep a close eye on that. I just spit all over my computer, and good thing I don't have the Rona. That's all I'm gonna say. But before we go, if you have enjoyed this video, please drop a like, a sub, and I'm gonna give you a little fun fact of the day if you don't mind. What do we got here? This day in history, 1988, Stacey Allison becomes the first American woman to reach the summit of Mount Everest. My goodness, that is interesting. Oh, you could never get me to climb Mount Everest. Maybe fly over it. That'd be pretty cool. Actually, that would be pretty awesome to fly over Mount Everest. But climb it, man. I would like to see the kill-death ratio of Mount Everest. It's probably pretty nuts. Nope, that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. So, guys, hope you have a fantastic day. Hope you learned something. Definitely sit on a little bit of cash if you have it right now. Buying opportunities are going to be everywhere in the next couple of months. So, yeah, have a great day. Bye.